Keith asked me to come and speak to this little group about my experiences in Haiti. I think prior to the calamity, as well as some of my experiences in contact with the people that are there now. So first I want to tell you a little bit about my own self, my own background, and what I've been doing there for the last just about 4 years, and how that's evolved. So I'm a nurse practitioner in Milwaukee, and I went originally to Haiti exactly 4 years ago on a medical mission with a Catholic church group. During that time, we saw 1,400 patients with a variety of illnesses, but every single person, almost to a one, had complaints of abdominal pain, intestinal worms, a lot of malnutrition, a lot of problems related to the results of not clean water. We had a community needs assessment meeting with people in this small community where I visited, and one of the things that they identified as a major health need was sanitation. And it really kind of came home to me about what that really meant. At the same time, or during that whole period, I read a book put out by the Hesperian Foundation called Sanitation and Cleanliness for a Healthy Environment, which described methods of ecological sanitation that people in the developing world could do themselves. Very simple methods. I looked at it and said, I could do this. And that's basically what happened. Because I studied French in high school, I was able to communicate directly with people, and that has made the world of difference. So anybody who's got kids studying languages, this is a message. Take it seriously. It really pays off. So started a conversation with a gentleman in the village and said, look, I read about this interesting method. What do you think about it? And it was available online. So I sent him the link and I said, read this. I sent some money for them to print it out and make copies. And they said, this looks great, we're very interested. So then I said, well, it can't be just you and me. We have to have some kind of group to do this. I said, will you put together a group? And he put together a youth group. And basically we started to organize. We started to look at what the needs were in that community and how we could help. And our first project that we decided to do was to build a dry composting toilet at the public school. The public school had a pit latrine that was used with varying success. So the first goal was to put a toilet in at the school that was sanitary and that would be maintained, and to teach the children how to use it and to teach them about hygiene. And from there, hopefully things would spread. And they have. So now we have 5 of these dry composting toilets. So what is a dry composting toilet? Because this is the thing that's really kind of the magic. Dry composting toilet is an above ground, completely enclosed unit. It is built on a foundation, which you can build to any height above the water where the water might come in a flood or rain or whatever. You build a sealed container, and you have what's called a urine diverting toilet. So the toilet has like a little shelf in it, and if you sit on it, even a man, the pee goes one way and the poop goes another way. The urine collects in a tank behind the toilet, and the solid waste is mixed with either ash or soil and collects in a tank directly underneath. When that tank is full, it's sealed and the toilet is moved to an alternate tank. So there's 2 tanks, and then the toilet bowl gets alternated between them.
And then the tank gets emptied?
The urine, first of all, is used as fertilizer in the garden. It's diluted 3 to 1. People come with a little jerry can. They fill it partway with pee. Jerry can's like a gallon jug. They fill it partway with urine. They go and fill the rest of it with water, and they water their garden. It can triple or more the production of the garden. The solid waste sits for a full year after it's sealed to fully compost, to basically bake all of the bacteria, and in particular the roundworms and the roundworm eggs. They take the longest to kill. But it's hot and it composts, and we actually have not emptied one yet, but another organization that we have worked with has emptied, and they found it to be pretty clear. We've been working with these young people in this community starting to put in gardens now next to the toilets. So we did a demonstration garden about a year ago, and we actually are working with an agronomist who's pretty much been volunteering his time. We're like reimbursing his travel expenses. We'll start to pay him a salary this year. But up until now, he has been volunteering. He comes from the city, comes up to Dusheti, the village, once or twice a week to work with the local peasants, teach them about what he calls agroecology, using organic methods to farm. And we did a very small study on cabbage crop, and it tripled the production. The average size of the cabbage without urine was 2.5 pounds, and with urine was 6.5 pounds. They're huge.
Oh.
They're huge.
Is cabbage the only crop grown?
No, they grow a lot of different crops, but that was the one that he happened to have studied. All right, that's the one he measured for us. So so these are public units because they're expensive. It's not, anybody can't have them in their house. So, you know, if you want people to actually use a toilet, it has to be convenient, right? You have to have it nearby when you need it, right? So this summer we did a project of household toilets called arbor-loos. An arbor-loo is a shallow pit latrine. Now, a normal latrine is dug about 30 feet deep, very often hits the water table. I've seen some, and you look down and there's water inside the pit, and so it's contaminating the water table. It's contaminated from that. I mean, Soil, this other group, tested a bunch of water sources, and they were 90% contaminated. An arbor-loo is shallow. It's only 1 meter deep, and you layer human waste with organic matter. So you put ash and soil and banana leaves and kitchen scraps and everything into the hole. When the hole is almost full, you move the cover, which is just a concrete slab, and the little house, whatever you've built, and you top it off with soil. You let it settle for about a month, and you plant a tree in it. And the tree is self-fertilized. So now you've not touched the waste at all. You've just gotten that tree down in there. And the trees will produce faster, bigger. I mean,
they grow like crazy.
They grow like crazy, exactly.
Fruit trees or just?
Well, our project, we're giving people fruit trees to put in them. So you could put any kind of tree, but if it's a household unit, you want a tree that will provide them with some source of income and something that will help feed them. So we are giving fruit trees, which there are tree nurseries down there, so we are buying them locally.
How much is a tree?
50 cents. 50 cents for a seedling. Yeah.
Wow.
So they grow, I mean, I think a tree takes 6 years to bring fruit, but in 6 years they'll have 6 or 8 trees because it takes 6 to 9 months to fill one of those holes, depending upon how many people are using it and how often. So we can really help people over time have income and livelihood for their families.
I'm not meant for the sky. I could never be that high. I'm bound to the sea. If I go under, you go under with me. If I go under, you go under with me. If I go under, you go under with me. I'm gonna raise my cup and dull my fear, but it's never